Ever seen Bull Durham, folks? Watch that one. I'm going to throw the heat, right, Ken?
Yeah.
What is it? Announce my presence with authority. How does that?
Yeah. Well, and it is so important the catching position and calling it. But here's something I learned. We're talking about high school playoffs. North Lincoln was in the playoffs. Listen to this, Terry. North Lincoln lets their catcher call the pitches. They do not call the pitches from the bench.
That's cool.
But I mean,
that's a lot of credit that the coach has
in the catcher. But you better really have faith in your catcher and have him schooled on what you want to do with the pitchers. But I thought that was interesting. That's unusual. That's very unusual.
Yeah, very.
Some coaches let the pitchers actually call some of their own. Some coaches do call their. I guess every team and every pitcher is different. It is. Is it all the pitchers he gets to call them? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. The catcher calls.
And let them do one time of not throwing the pitch that you want, and all of a sudden the kid Tito's. I've heard tons of coaches. If you would throw what I told you to throw.
Yeah.
Well, Ken went down there and scouted out. He went and drove down to Greensboro last night, come back, so he could tell us this morning exactly how to get down there and back. Ken, you come back and give us the traffic update.
Well, I tell you what, you can get down there and back better than we did because we went through storms, and of course, because there were storms, there was wrecks, there were delays, all kinds of stuff. But we've made it down there, and hadn't rained that much in Greensboro until we got there, and then they had a hailstorm. And then they had a monsoon come through. Bottom line, both games got rained out. Didn't play any. We stayed around till 8:30 before they finally made an official announcement that the second game with North Lincoln will be playing in was canceled. And so we didn't have any ball there last night. And things have been rescheduled. They're going to play at 11, 2, 5, and 8. And North Lincoln plays the 2 o'clock game. Morrisville was playing in the 11 o'clock game.
So that's for KTC today. We'll have. It really didn't change our schedule at all because we had these times locked out anyway. So what we've got today is North Lincoln at 2 o'clock. We've got North Lincoln at 8 o'clock on WLON. Now Ken and Danny Aker will be up in Denver tonight for the Shelby Cleveland County Post 182 155. That's gonna be hard. That's a mouthful. We'll be up to play the Lincoln County Cardinals Post 455. These American Legion teams, they make sure you say 50 words to get out of a team name.
Yeah, it's almost like NASCAR. You have to announce everything.
Get a sponsor for them. But we'll have Cleveland County and Lincoln County on the Shelby station, WHS. For you Lincoln County fans that want to listen to that game. And we're going to have North Lincoln on no matter what tonight. So if you want to listen to the Cardinals, you can listen on WHS online at ktcbroadcast.com. Same with all our broadcast folks. Go to ktcbroadcast.com with your phones and tablets and everything. If you're going out of town in your car, you're going down to Greensboro tonight or out and about wanting to listen to one of these games, if you got Bluetooth on your phone, on your car or on your phones, you can just run our app through it and on your phone and listen to the games out of the area if you are out of the area. So ktcbroadcast.com if you want to listen to that tonight on all of them. Myself and Hunter Yancey will have today's games in Greensboro. I guess we'll probably be outside more than anything is where we end up. That's okay. I know those guys will probably beat us too.
If it's not raining, outside's fine. It's got a good.
Just worried about the how hot is it supposed to?
Well, they
What's the heat? Have you checked the heat?
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the I think mid-80s today, not in the 90s.
Well, that's way better than 90-something. So
and they do have a tent over it so the sun won't be beating right down on you.
Okie doke. Well, Ken, you've been talking to people down in getting ready for this series, getting ready for the game. How do you feel everyone is, or North Lincoln is ready, or what they got a matchup here for? What have you heard about what's going to go on today in this series?
Well, I'm checking some statistics and information on the Randleman, and they have hit as a team this year 31 home runs. Now, I don't know about the competition. Still, that's a lot. That's pretty impressive. They got one kid who's hit 10.
Definitely for high school, yeah.
I think his name is Neil. I looked at the roster. I call him a kid. 6'4", 270.
Yeah.
So if he gets a hold of it, I'm sure he can hit it out. So Somebody was actually watching them take practice in the indoor facility and said they were impressed by how they were hitting the baseball. So here's the matchup. You got probably Joey Cobb, the left-hander for North Lincoln, going tonight, and I don't know whether it's going to be going against Randall's number 1 or their number 2 pitcher. In the last series against Washington, where they won 2 straight, they said their best pitcher pitched the second game.
But that one's at home. They were the road team in that.
Yeah,
series.
they were road games. So
that's
he
what I
pitched
was
at
wondering
home.
about the West North thing, about the pitching. And there wasn't really much travel in that series, so that might have had something to do with it too. You know, driving 2 hours with your ace is different, and then is different than driving 2 hours with your 2 pitcher as well. How do you feel about going up against a good hitting team? The pitcher today in game 1, because we talk about hitting all we want, and I've seen some good hitting teams make it this far. It always does come down to
pitching. And Cobb's a good pitcher. He throws mostly hard stuff. He's got a good cutter. He's got 4-seam. I mean, he throws mostly. Doesn't use a lot of off speed, and his cutter's got a good movement on it.
Okay.
But he doesn't vary the speeds that much.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether eventually they'll catch up with him after. Through the batting order one time or not.
It's a big boy park too.
Yeah, it is.
That favors the pitchers.
And I tell you, North Lincoln's got a good defense, and they got some outfielders that can go get the ball. So that could favor them there on that big park.
So you think this is, from what you've seen, a defensive offensive matchup? Randleman's lost 4 games this year, 2 to the first place team in their division, but that team only got a 5 seed. And Randleman got the 11. North ended up with a 2 seed, but winning this division. So the Max Prex rankings got them, way ahead really by the competition last year.
Terry, you had something to say. Look like.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it, and your top 4 pitchers for Randleman are all juniors.
Yeah, they're on.
And then when I'm looking at total runs, I mean, Randleman scored 318, but again, you have to think a competition where North Lincoln scored 196. So they can score. Mm-hmm. And then when we was talking about that Neal guy, if he hits it 33% of the time, he hits it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things to look at. But North Lincoln, again, I think the biggest thing, I think Cobb will do well.
I think he will.
But Whitley,
he's experienced. He's been there. He pitched great last year in the Western Regionals.
Yeah, and Whitley's young. He learned, I think West Lincoln.
I think he got intimidated by the West Lincoln crowds, what I heard. I think he really did. Somebody said he really looked good in the bullpen. And he got out there, and it's almost like a deer.
Y'all weren't out there shooting cannons at him, were you, during the baseball?
But a couple things go wrong. And
pitch on the road.
It looked like he lost it there a little bit.
But no, he's done great all year long.
He has.
I think he might have learned from that for his next appearance.
I think so.
So, if you get to game 3, then you question your pitching again.
Yeah.
Do you have enough? Do they have enough? Because you're not going to be able to bring them guys back unless you limit what they pitch today, and that's going to be way low.
Well, how do you feel about the North Lincoln hitting?
It's been inconsistent this year. They haven't really got great hitting, but they manufacture. They got good speed.
They almost lost in the first round.
They should have lost
4-2, down 4-2.
And scored 3 in the last inning, and the other team gave them 2 with errors, hit batters. I mean, they were fortunate.
Hit batters.
Yeah.
And so they should have been out. West beat them 9-0. So they have seen the adversity.
They have.
And so they've in the playoffs. I don't know if Randleman's seen that type of adversity. I just wonder how Randleman react if North Lincoln does come out today and beat them 2-1 or whatever, 3-0 or 3-1 like that. How will Randleman react to that?
Yeah, that's true. And I think Cobb, that's huge. Game 1, if that's who he decides to go with. If he could get down there today, he can change his mind what he's going to do. But I think Cobb will be.
I assume it'll be Cobb because he's gone with Cobb in the first game all through the playoffs, and so I don't think he'll change his rotation. I think he'll go with Cobb. Tomorrow will be Whitley, and then they got Josh Allen, who's their 3rd starter, and he doesn't have the stuff of the other 2, but he pitched pretty well in that last game against West Lincoln, being he hadn't been on the mound in over a month except for 1 inning. So, and here's the thing. He usually throws strikes, and North Lincoln defense does a pretty good job behind him. So on a big field like that, he could turn out okay as well.
And runs scored. North Lincoln's only give up 77. Randleman's give up 97.
Yeah.
So they've both been in the games, every one they've played. My question for you: does being there before make a difference?
You said 77 and 97.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. That's good news for me because if you pitch good, you're going to be in the close.
Mhm.
You should be in.
Well, Randall's got a great program.
Yeah,
Their coach
they
has been
do.
there a while. They're used to being there. Let's put it there. This is North Lincoln's first time. That could be a difference. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, and they're very young too.
Yeah, they are very young.
This could be a matchup next
No,
2 years.
I mean,
Could be.
yeah, because they got a lot of, like you say, their key players, pitchers, are juniors, and
All of
North
them,
Lincoln
all
only
four.
had 4 seniors on the whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so we could be talking about this next year at the exact same time. All right.